a 55-year-old man who was recorded driving dangerously in the Thames Valley, has been jailed for his crimes. Mark McCulkey from Hambledines in Milton Keynes failed to stop for police on the 10th of January in Botley. Video footage shows McCulkey, who was driving a pickup truck in the city, failing to stop for the authorities when requested.
Traffic is still light, risk is medium, takes the bus lane on the near side. Trying to... Coming round to you, ARV, coming round to you. Yeah, fine.
He was also spotted driving in a bus lane along the pavement, and despite being targeted by Stinger's spikes with punctured tyres, he continued to flee.
Successful stop stick, near side tyres.
Correction, it's into the railway station way. It's at the train station, it's right at the back of the train station.
He was eventually caught and apprehended for his crimes. McCulkey has been jailed for 1 year and has been ordered to pay $187 in court costs. He has also been disqualified from driving for 4 years and will have to take an extended driving test before he's allowed back on the road. A spokesperson for Thames Valley Police said, after some great teamwork and a successful stop check, he was arrested shortly afterwards, remanded into custody, and has now been sentenced to 12 months in prison for dangerous driving. Thankfully, no one was hurt during the pursuit, but it's a reminder that taking risks like this is never worth it. Here's some more news from the NCA in the Liverpool ways. An armourer who converted blank firing guns into weapons and planned to produce industrial supplies of crystal meth has been jailed. Dudley Brennan, 31, of Sanders Avenue in Kendal, was sentenced to 22 years and 3 months at Bolton Crown Court on Monday after he converted weapons under the cover of his motorcycle repairs business in the Lake District. He was found to have worked closely with Peter Weston, 40, of Sparrow Hall Road, Norris Green in Liverpool, who coordinated their organised crime group and who was sentenced to 26 years and 9 months behind bars. Both men had previously admitted conspiring to sell or transfer prohibited weapons and conspiracy to sell Class A drugs. Brennan converted at least 2 submachine guns, as well as a number of pistols. On the 7th of March, the National Crime Agency, NCA officers raided Brennan's business premises at Fellview Trading Park in Kendal after witnessing him taking a delivery of 10 Turkish-made Ecol top Fenton blank firearms. NCA officers also found crystal meth production in his kitchen. 3 other members of their crime group were also sentenced. Weston arranged a meeting at a car park in Lancaster for Brennan to take delivery of the guns from the co-conspirators Daniel Fitzgerald, 32, and Ryan Pillen, 29. Inside the business, NCA found a firearms conversion factory and also recovered a Makarov-style semi-automatic pistol, which was in the process of being converted to fire 9mm ammunition, a quantity of bullets, and a silencer. Weston worked with Brennan and was the organised crime group's sale broker, putting the other offenders in touch with the armourers and facilitating sales, the NCA said. Pillen of Wigan Road, Ashton, followed Weston's instructions directing Fitzgerald and helping plan offences, and was jailed for 13 years and 7 months. Fitzgerald of Winstanley Road in Wigan ordered the 10 Ecols from an online retailer for Brennan to convert and was jailed for 8 years. Meanwhile, Joshua E. liaised with a customer in Spain about buying a converted gun, and his DNA was found on a recovered converted weapon from a vehicle in Widnes in Cheshire in May 2023, and offered to source firearms if Brennan would convert them. The 27-year-old from Malvern Avenue in Doncaster was jailed for 13 years and 6 months, all admitted conspiring to sell or transfer prohibited weapons. NCA branch manager Kat McHugh said Brennan and the group were only interested in making money and didn't care about all the harm these firearms could do in our communities. They were a real danger to the public, she added. Here's some more news from the Essex Police. A father and son who used the Clacton second-hand furniture business as a front for illegal drug supply have been sentenced following years of investigative work by police officers. Darren Simmons, 58, led the operation as a committed supplier of large quantities of Class A, B and C drugs. He used his business, Simmons and Sons, in the Old Road to store drugs and facilitate supply. The recently strengthened Tendering Neighbourhood Policing team took action to end this activity. Arrests were made and drugs were seized across several intensive searches at the shop and at addresses linked to Darren Simmons and his son, 30-year-old Charlie Simmons, who was involved in his father's cocaine supply operation. Across 2023 and 2024, officers uncovered drugs valued between $98,000 and $117,000, including 132 grams of cocaine, 21 grams of amphetamines, and more than 12 kilograms of cannabis. Counterfeit tobacco products, including thousands of cigarettes, were also seized, along with prescription drugs, diazepam. Communications between suspects reference the furniture business being kept afloat by the drugs money. Both Darren and Charlie Simmons were arrested and interviewed during the investigation before charges were secured in June 2025. Darren Simmons remained under investigation while he awaited court proceedings. Evidence gathered by the Serious Organised Crime Unit linked him to further drug supply on an even larger scale. This led to the execution of a warrant at his home address in Marlow Road, Jaywick, in November 2025. More than a kilogram of cocaine and a kilogram of cannabis with a wholesale value of $31,155 were found stashed in his wardrobe. Simmons Sr. was arrested for the final time at a relative's address the same day, charged and remanded into custody. The investigation found he had supplied tens of thousands of pounds worth of drugs in large quantities, at least 1.75 kilograms of cocaine and 10 kilograms of cannabis. Both father and son admitted the following charges. Darren Simmons admitted 2 counts of being concerned in the supply of cocaine and 2 counts of being concerned in the supply of cannabis, and single counts of being concerned in the supply of amphetamine and cannabis resin. He further admitted possession of goods with false trademark for sale in relation to the tobacco products. Charlie Simmons of Eaton Road, Clacton, admitted a single count of being concerned in the supply of cocaine. Appearing for sentence at Chelmsford Crown Court on Friday the 13th of February, His Honour Judge Saw described the supply of cocaine as a blight on Essex. Addiction to these drugs causes immeasurable harm and drives offending, he added. The judge found Darren Simmons had demonstrated the entrenched attitude to drug dealing, describing him as the driving force behind the operation. He found Charlie Simmons was an important cog in the wider machine and had played a significant role. However, he accepted this role was on a lesser scale than his father's, noting that he had since turned a corner in his life and his involvement in the drug trade. Darren Simmons was sentenced to 6 years and 8 months imprisonment. Charlie Simmons was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment, suspended for 2 years. Simmons Jr. must comply with several conditions, including completing 200 hours of unpaid work and 6 months GPS monitoring requirement. The police said, "We are committed to pursue proceedings under the Proceeds of Crime Act to recover any outstanding criminal profit." The officer in the case, PC Alan Williams of Tendering MPT's Clacton Town Centre team, said, "Far from running a reputable Clacton shop, our investigation found that large-scale drug supply was Darren Simpson's lifestyle and business of choice. He used his shop to stash drugs and illegal tobacco products, with the hard work of officers from both the town team and local policing team across a number of challenging searches, uncovering a significant evidence in this case. He remained a committed drug dealer, and even after his arrest and charge, showed little respect for the law and no desire to make an honest living." The police's investigation across 2023 and 2024 was complex, involving the careful building of a solid case demonstrating the scale of supply, which resulted in both Simmons Sr. and Jr. pleading guilty. Please like this video, please comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.